cosmopolitan Broome is a pearling town from way back, but the big industry these days is tourism. It was discovered by William Dampier in 1699, but the town itself was not named until 1883. Many divers, mostly from Japan and China, gave their lives while pearl diving and are remembered in separate cemeteries today. The Japanese cemetery alone has over 900 divers laid to rest. The tides in this part of the world can be amazingly more than 10 metres, leaving huge sections of ocean exposed only hours after being deep underwater. Old converted pearl luggers reminded us of days past as we left the port to head 350 kilometres out to sea. I'd waited my whole life to visit what's regarded as maybe the best fishing location in the world, the Rowley Shoals. The Rowleys are part of a coral shelf atoll system which starts around 280 kilometres from Broome at the Shoals and extends 100 kilometres to the Ashmore Reef in the north. Daryl from Broome Fishing and Dive Charters promised that he and his younger brother Travis would make this a trip to remember, and the extremely deep water attracts mighty sport fish such as wahoo, tuna, marlin and the fish we were all here to find, the sailfish. Kingfisher 3 is owned and run by Gary Fortescue, the boy's father, and these two had been doing this for so long that we found fish almost right away.
Definitely a sailor then.
Oh, there's one on me.
Yeah?
Right there, there's two there.
Okay, let me get ready then.
There he is. Oh, he's coming up on it. He's got that one. Oh.
Hooking sailfish on cast baits requires a lot of skill, so Ian let Trav show him how it was done. As soon as it saw the garfish bait, the mighty fish grabbed it, but we weren't prepared for what happened next.
Yep.
Take that rod, eh?
Yep. Great boy!
I've just hooked onto a sailfish now, and this is the first one I've ever hooked on. Believe me, they're very, very heavy. And you can hear the wind whistling through the line.
Oh, still isn't not starting, mate.
This is going to hurt in the morning.
Sailfish here. Oh, hey, you're on. You've got a saillie, haven't you? Yep.
When one sail comes up, you can be sure others are lurking about, and Ainsley managed to hook another fish on a swimming lure of all things.
Saillie at the back step.
This is just still going and going and going.
Double hook up as well. Yeah, there's one right here. On a swimming lure.
Unlike most sailfish that go bananas, this fish seemed totally oblivious to the fact that it was hooked.
Ainsley under me, mate. Get this one out of the way.
It's be alright for you. Can't see. I'm hooked on swimming lures every day. You want to grab the leader? On the swimming lure, how's that? Straight in the bill. Won't do that very many places except for Rowley Shoals.
Ainsley's fish was landed and released before it knew what had happened. Now Ian had to get his in before he got spooled.
I just shifted my lure into a clear bit of water instead of the turbulence. I saw these three fish jumping across towards me, and I initially thought they were tuna. And I got hit on my lure, and I thought, oh, they are tuna. And then Ian obviously saw the sails and then nailed the sail, and lo and behold, I brought in a sail as well. It's easy.
It's not that easy. Come on, baby, I'm ready. Right, it's near the boat. I don't think it wants to come in the boat somehow. And it's taking more line.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Well, I've fished some pretty exotic locations in the world, and this has to be one of the meccas of fishing anywhere in the world. You can do anything all day, every day. You can never get bored of this.
There he is. Always a big fella.
Quick
He may only be a young man, but Trav is an expert at billing these fish. Believe me, it's not as easy as it looks to bill a sail without hurting the fish or yourself.
Hey! Now, as I said, this fish was a lot bigger than I am, and it certainly is. So we're going to put it back and swim him. First sailfish I've ever caught. It's fantastic.
Rather than just throw the fish back, we now swim it using the power of the boat to push lots of oxygen-rich water over the fish's gills. This helps clear the lactic acid that's built up in its body, so the fish can swim and hunt almost right away. You can see that sail glowing purple, which is a sign of aggression. It's okay, mate, we're going to put you back. It was getting on in the week now, and the spinner dolphins were cold comfort to a guy who hadn't yet managed to crack his first sailfish. I'd hooked a few on baits and lures, but just couldn't seem to stay connected. I was starting to get the terrible feeling that I might miss out, and the tension was building in my stomach with every hour that passed without a hookup. Then Ainsley's rod went off, and sure enough, it was a sailfish that tore off a lazy 100 metres of line and jumped out in the distance. While he was busy with his fish, Richard's father noticed another sail swim right up to the back of the boat and grab his guardian.
Let it go.
One right here.
Someone shifts this rod behind you.
This fish was not happy and thrashed its head from side to side until the hook was flung back to the boat defiantly.
Oh, here he is, run! Forward! Here he is!
In the meantime, Ainsley had things under control his end and was soon looking at yet another billfish to add to his list.
Get in the sunshine, Charlie. There he is. Oh, yes!
Sailfish.
There's 2 hooks in that.
Yeah, I see. He's great. He's only been 24.
Baby, let go! Hey, baby.
That's awesome.
This fish was green, which means it was full of life and was returned before it hurt itself by thrashing around. Then Richard's bait was hit, and this fish was hell-bent on staying well away from the boat.
Whoa! On the water, Rich. On the water.
Hey, coming in, coming in. Screaming up. Whoa, let him go. Whoa! Go and sing. We're backing up now.
What a spectacular display, but you don't have time to think about it too much or the fish will get away. As your arms start to burn, it's critical to stay alert and think clearly. The rest of the guys help the skipper by telling him where the fish is at all times as we back down on it.
Here he comes. Coming. Yes.
He's a better size.
A sailfish at the Rowley Shoals.
Sailfish at the Rowley Shoals.
Now that's a beauty.
Another happy angler with a huge Rowley Shoals sail. But there was only one day to go, and I still didn't have mine. when the lights go out here at the Rowley Shoals, it's time to put on a bit of light tackle. Put the lights on the water, and out come the big Trevors. That is a big black Trevally. We're going to pop him straight back and go get another one. A little more experienced on the black Trevally than us, Travis was keen to get the fly rod out because this is an extreme way to catch them, as I was about to find out later.
Grab the leader.
Hey, there's the hook up. Oh, let's give it a go.
Well done.
In the meantime, I thought I'd have a crack at an even bigger one on bait. So I've got the 4 kilo outfit here, and I'm just going to use a single hook and a piece of long tom, which we caught earlier today, as bait. Any fish bait will work, or squid. And unweighted, with a little bit of knottable steel wire, I'm going to send it out into the light and watch the sparks fly. It's having a look, having a look. Oh yeah, we're in! Woo! Oh my goodness! No matter how many times I see that, I still love it. I thought I was winning. Oh yeah, good fish. For those of you out there that have been lucky enough to have tangled with a giant Trevally, blacks are just as powerful, and I was pretty glad by this stage that it was over. Okay, to the trace. And straight on board. And there he is, folks. Look at that for a fish on 4 kilo line. There were so many fish here that even Daryl, our skipper, got into them. His release technique was a bit less subtle than ours. With 2 under my belt, I got changed and decided I was ready for the fly rod.
Oh, yeah.
I was wrong.
Woo! Jeez! Oh, what's going? Did you just say they were getting a bit fussy there? Oh,
The fly line literally melted my skin as it flew out of the guides, and the fly reel with no drag kept whacking my thumbnail into a big bruise. Through all of the pain, I managed to land the fish, but let's just say it was the last one for the night. Oh, what a beauty! The last morning, and this was my last chance. A pot of sails came into the spread almost straight away, but none would stay connected, and then it happened.
Right down the right, on the right.
I've waited so long for this! My first sail! Was this it? What happened to the jumps and scorching runs? Don't tell me my first sail was just going to play tug of war. Wow, I was not prepared for the strength of these fish. Oh, he's going running! Oh! Woohoo! He's doing it again! Whoa! He's gonna do it again! Oh! Oh, this is fantastic! Nothing prepared me for this. Get up! After those runs, my hands were shaking from all of the adrenaline, and I could hardly hold on to the rod. No time to think, just pump and whine, pump and whine. Got the leader up now. This could be it.
Got the leader. Yeah, see, I'm still holding on to the rod. Thank you, got some light. But Trev's a great decky. He knows exactly what to do. And he's got it, he's built it. Alright! Woohoo! My first ever sail. We're gonna turn him over and show you now.
35 kilo sail by the look of it. Not a bad fish. Average size of the Rowleys.
Wow, I'd achieved something I'd dreamed about since I was too young to hold on to a sailfish. It's an emotional experience and something that you just can't explain properly unless you've done it.
What he's doing now is swimming the fish using the power of the boat, putting water over the fish's gills. This gives it a much greater chance of survival in the end, and that's what it's all about. A lot of people say you shouldn't drag them onto the deck, but you can do more damage in the water removing the hooks, and he's going to be fine.
Travis is one of the best deckies that we've ever seen for a number of reasons. Firstly, he has immense respect for the fish and treats them gently without losing control of them. He keeps one glove inside the fish's mouth, and when he feels it biting down in his hand, he knows it's time to release it to fight another day. Every fish we caught here was released in a healthy condition and swam off looking ready for more business. This sort of management is what makes the Fortescues the best at what they do.
The Rowley Shoals. I got up at 4 o'clock to catch black Trevally, which cut my fingers to ribbons. I feel like my back's broken, but I feel no pain. I'm coming back.
Well, that's our story of the Rowley Shoals sailfish. It's a trip that you must save up to do once in your life and something that you'll never forget. If you ever see more quality fish in one area, call me straight away and I'll meet you there tomorrow. In the meantime, here's a reminder of the power and majesty of the great sailfish as we head back into a broom sunset.